That's three for you guys now. Is it sort of just one of the other two going to, is that kind of competition in the room is going to be next?
Not personally like that, but it's cool that, you know, we've played 7 games and 3 of them, one of our linemen have gotten recognition for that. I think it speaks a lot to the quality of our O-line.
Hey, you guys played Saturday.
We played well. I mean, rusher over 300 yards, 7 plus a carry, only 1 negative run. I think that's pretty, you know, stats to be proud of. And there's a lot that we can still clean up, you know, a lot to improve on, but I think we had a good game.
When you watch the film, is the coaching staff praising those numbers that you mentioned, or is it kind of more about the things to clean up?
But I mean, that's what you expect, and that's what I mean, when I watch the film, I'm very critical, you know, and I almost make my own skin crawl just looking at it, because I'm like, oh, what if I, you know, got my hand inside, or what if I got my second step down faster, things like that, because you see those opportunities when you're, you know, a person that wants to continue to get better. You don't just sit there and pat yourself on the back for what you did well, but at the end of the day, you do have to be kind of like, all right, we're doing a good job, a lot to get better at, a lot I can get better at, but, you know, I'm proud of what we've done so far.
Jalen and Nick, after they both acknowledged there was quite a bit of pressure on him as a quarterback, you know, causing trouble back there, I guess. What did y'all see from that, and what was the issue for some of the pass protection issue?
There's a lot of things. It's kind of like, you know, you go to Krispy Kreme, you want to surprise your daughter, you get her some donuts. You know, you bring them home, and she's like, I don't eat donuts. I'm gluten-free now, you know? And it's like, but I was trying to surprise you. I was trying to, you know, whatever. There's some things that are just like, you don't prepare for. You know, we think that they're going to come out, play cover 7, P coverage underneath that, rush 3, drop 8, and block all day. First, third down, we come out. We're going to, you know, be in a 6-man protection. We should be fine. They mug up 7 guys. We're like, okay, well, they're going to drop some. Bring 7, you're hot off 1, you got to throw it away. I mean, are you a bad dad for bringing home donuts? You know what I mean? Like, no. So it's just one of those things that you move on from. We'll be better prepared. We end up changing some of our protections and picking stuff up later. So it's not an ability thing, you know? That's how I feel about that.
It's the best analogy I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
What kind of donuts do you like?
I don't eat donuts. I'm like his daughter.
How did you come up with that?
Just what kind of dynamic does he have to go along with what you already have? That's like going to, and what kind of donut would you get him if you were trying to surprise him?
Josh is a great guy, great runner. He's one of my good friends. He's, you know, another running back in the stable, another guy that people have to be prepared for. And I think the running backs keep each other fresh, and there's not a lot of drop off when you go from one guy to another. And they're all selfless runners. I think that, I think that he brings a lot to it. He's a good runner.
Between where you guys are now and where you want to be, how close are you?
The coach's answer is that we're, you know, so far from where we want to be. I agree with that. Like I was saying, when I watch film, I'm very critical, and there's so much that we can get better at on every play, even when you do a great job, you know, like even on Damien's 75-yard touchdown run, I saw some things where it's like, you know, we could have done a better job at that. And so I think there's a lot we can improve on, and that's why we come to practice every day, and why we try to get better in meetings and in the games and stuff like that, is that there is so much to get better.
Okay, let's flip it around. From where you guys started this year, how much better are you now?
I think that, you know, that's how we want to be in the season. We're going to start somewhere. If we start good, it's great. Start somewhere, and you just want to keep on an upward trajectory and keep getting better week by week.
Did you know much about Alabama, Tennessee, coming from California?
Yeah, I mean, originally from the South. My mom went to Auburn, my dad went to Georgia, so I just have that SEC, you know, root. Wasn't really an Alabama or Tennessee fan growing up, but that's how rivalries are in the SEC. It means a lot to a lot of people, and so it means a lot to us as a team, because when you know, in the limited time that we have on the bus ride to the stadium, because otherwise we're on lockdown in the Capstone, when you see all the festivities and all that, it's like, wow, like this is bigger than us. Like, yeah, we're the team, and we're, you know, going to go out and do what we practice all week, but this means a lot to, you know, probably millions of people, you know, from the state and from the South that, you know, have family that are involved in the schools or from those areas, and so it's cool to be part of something like that.
You smoked a cigar last year?
I did, yeah. It's tradition.
You're just past the midpoint of the season, regular season at least. What do you feel like this team's identity is right now, and what more work has to be done to kind of achieve that?
Yeah, I think I can really only speak for the offense. I think that the defense is playing great, but I couldn't tell you much about it. I just see the results. But as an offense, you know, the identity we're trying to develop is being physical, playing smart, not turning the ball over, not having penalties, not making unforced errors, and just kind of doing, you know, what we do. And I think that we can keep improving on that. But I think that that's kind of the identity that we've created so far, and we just, you know, if we keep that up, we're going to continue to be successful.
Do you feel you've achieved that yet, or is it still, you know, more work to do to kind of?
There's always still more work to do. I don't think that we've achieved.
How much do the pass protections change when you're facing a 3-4 team like you were against Arkansas versus, you know, a 4-man front? Because I mean, I know Damian has even talked about just how he approaches running against the 2-gap.
Yeah.
That's one.
They play different coverages behind it, bring different blitz packages out of it. Our protections are, I think in high school my coach called it expensive because it takes a lot to install, but once you have it in, they're very flexible. So we game plan, like I said, week by week what we expect them to do, and we can build off of that to do that. And they don't always do what you expect them to do, and some protections are more rigid than others, if that makes sense. So when they're being more unpredictable, you have to go to the more flexible protections that are, you know, a little bit more, they can account for more things, I guess. So it's different week by week, whoever you're playing, but our protections are flexible, I guess.
Just how good is this young group of receivers, Jerry Jeudy and Ruggs? What do they bring to the table?
A lot of speed. They're really fast, really talented guys, and I think that there's a good group of leadership, you know, with Calvin and those older guys to kind of show them the ropes, and they've done a good job of learning the offense and adapting to it. And you know, I've been impressed with them so far.
Last one.
Are you your worst critic, or are the coaches your worst critic?
That's a clash of the Titans right there. I don't know. I think that I'm pretty harsh on myself. So the coaches are probably more constructive criticism than I'm harsh on myself for, you know, going through and just nitpicking on every single play what I can do better. And but I think that's really that's the, you know, key for a lot of people in all aspects of, you know, sports and life who are successful is they're usually their biggest critics.
Thanks, Jonah.